and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that KG outlaw to the north, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, back from a sabbatical as I was in San Diego Comic-Con last week. Didn't have a toy news, didn't have weekly purchases. So basically this is 2 weeks of weekly purchases together. And man, oh man, this is an all-timer of a week. I don't even know if we'll be able to fit everything at the table. That's how much stuff. Obviously with San Diego Comic-Con, there's always a lot of exclusives, things like that. So you'll see that. You'll see normal purchases. And then with Target, Walmart's doing resets, tons of new product hitting the stores. And then of course, the sponsor of this video, jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% off all in-stock items. They had a ton of stuff come through the door this week, so we'll have those as well. I definitely took advantage of that 15% off coupon, and you should as well. Got to get a deal. We say it all the time. Got to thank Jay's Toys and Games for sponsoring the channel as well. And a lot going on this week, of course. Patreon, new month, new giveaway. How weird is it? Last month was Hulk Hogan, a double dose of Hulk Hogan giveaway, knowing everything that happened with the Hulkster. But this month, the month of August, the giveaway is heavy duty G.I. Joe Classified Series. Might have accidentally ordered 2 of these. My mistake is your gain. Gonna give this away on the Patreon. So stay tuned for that. Of course, head over to the Patreon for early access to all the videos from both YouTube channels. Giveaways, obviously, a monthly Q&A exclusive, plus all the glamour shots, plus early editions of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, with my wife, Angie, who will be here later on in this video for Question of the Week, and who knows what she could be wearing. Maybe it'll be straight from the pool again. Maybe she'll be in a parka. My wife, Angie, she keeps us all guessing, of course. And shout out to everybody out there in San Diego Comic-Con that asked about my wife, Angie. Hey, Kyle, is Angie here? Nope, unfortunately not. I had about 4 people ask me where Angie was, and I definitely appreciate it. Angie appreciates it too, because she's one of those persons like, they didn't ask about me. Nobody cares about me. I'm like, everybody cares about you. They don't care about me, Angie. That's the problem. No. But thanks to everybody I saw out there at San Diego Comic-Con. Before we get too far into things, I got to give a special birthday shout out. Yes, a good brother birthday shout out, as his girlfriend did reach out to me, as she tickled my heart, or maybe touched it, Todd McFarlane, one or the other. But it is James Moss. Got to give a special shout out to James Moss. It is his birthday coming up, I believe, on August 7th. So I wanted to take time after talking to his girlfriend to give him a special birthday shout out. So happy birthday, James, from me to you and my dogs and my wife and my kids too. Everybody, my dad, and I called him in too. So happy birthday, James Moss. Hopefully you enjoy it there. But now we got to cover a few things that happened, a little bit of housekeeping here. Of course, as usual, I was at San Diego Comic-Con. Tons and tons of content on my channels, tons to come. Playing a little bit of catch up in the day job, playing catch up on YouTube. So many videos, so little time. My voice kind of going. I've done a lot of talking this week. I've talked all day at work, and I talk all night on YouTube, trying to catch up, get these review videos, get some of the toy news videos, as I did do recaps of G.I. Joe, AEW, LJN, Ring, Mattel, everything, Masters Universe. I did a lot of recap videos from San Diego Comic-Con, so check out some of those. Check out the toy news from yesterday as well. A lot of recaps, a lot to talk about. It is the Super Bowl of action figure collecting around San Diego Comic-Con, so a lot to talk about, a lot to digest, and you're going to see after weekly purchases here today, a lot of stuff to unbox over the next couple of months, probably, with as much stuff came in. Can't imagine next week will be as busy as this week, but stranger things have happened, as we know. But strange things happened as well in the death category here. A death pool. Todd, you wanted to start a death pool, and I was against it. And you had a lot of these names on your list, which is wild. But a lot of people passing away over the last week or so. And a lot of ones that hit this channel specifically. The first one, Ryan Sandberg. If you were a Cubs fan, obviously this hits home. As a little kid, of course, growing up in the Midwest, the Cubs were on WGN every single day. And a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, Ryan Sandberg, Andre Dawson, Mark Grace. Somebody get me a slump buster. Mark Grace out there all the time in our face. I was, of course, as a little kid, oh, Transformers, G.I. Joe, oh, are canceled today because of the Cubs games. And you most know most Cubs games were during the day, especially back then. So I was always cursing the Cubs, but then I would just leave it on. I'd watch it. Obviously a baseball fan. So Ryan Sandberg was a big, big deal. And I did have interaction with Ryan Sandberg on 2 occasions. The last one was about 2 years ago up in South Dakota. Beautiful this time of year, let me tell you. I was at a work event there, and he was there at the dinner with us. And you got to talk to Ryan Sandberg, and he would sign anything you wanted, but you were not allowed to get a picture with him. He didn't want pictures with anybody, which was kind of strange to me. So it didn't really bother him with anything, because I would have liked just a picture with Ryan Sandberg, but it is what it is. And I still to this day have never met another Ryan. So that's the only Ryan I've ever met. So that name might have died with him. Who knows? But rest in peace, Ryan Sandberg. Of course, Ozzy Osbourne, a huge one for me personally. One of the forefathers of heavy metal that started the genre I love, that I wear on my sleeve every single day. Be it with Black Sabbath, be it solo career, I'm an Ozzy guy through and through. So many great memories as a little kid discovering Speak of the Devil, my first Ozzy solo, and at the same time buying Black Sabbath, War Pigs, and Heaven and Hell at the same time, not even knowing they were related to each other, and Ronnie James Dio just there in the mix as well. So many wild memories. I did share a lot of that and more on the podcast this week, as I had to scrap the format of the podcast. I found out an hour before we filmed the podcast that Ozzy died. It was an Ozzy tribute episode. So check that out for more on my Ozzy stuff. But man, it's not like we didn't know this was going to happen. And I think you ask anybody, Ozzy lived a very full life compared to what he did. A lot of people would have never guessed he would have made it that far, but still does suck, especially coming off the Black Sabbath reunion farewell show. Just wild. You just never know. And that's why you always celebrate your heroes when they're there. You always see so many people that rise up, said, oh, I love them. I love them. Never heard you talk about Ozzy ever until now. So celebrate your heroes, champion your fandoms while you're here. You'll have a lot more fun. That's my experience, at least. And then the biggest one, obviously, for this channel too, a lot of people saying, where's your tribute to Hulk Hogan? Where's your tribute to the Hulkster? And I said, man, I've done how many countdown top 10, top 5 videos, best of Hulk Hogan videos, Hulk Hogan reviews. I think I've done quite the tribute, but I am doing a tribute episode on my podcast this week. My wife, Angie, and I sit down. We have a little bit more Hulk Hogan flair than we normally would. Some movie reviews, some figure reviews, of course, in that one, and then some history of the Hulk Hogan. Story time with the Hulkster when I met Hulk Hogan in person last year. And as I've said before, I am not a Hulkamaniac. I never grew up as a Hulkamaniac. I got into wrestling right after WrestleMania 3. Hulk Hogan was running wild. All the kids on the playground loved Hulk Hogan. But maybe that's just my personality. I don't know. But I said, there's got to be somebody better than Hulk Hogan. And I gravitated towards, of course, the Ultimate Warrior eventually there. The Hulkster, I respect the Hulkster for what he did in wrestling. Of course I did. I joke around on this channel all the time. Most people understand that. It's more of a shtick than anything. I don't hate anybody. I don't have hate in my heart. Life is too short for that, except Zagnut bars. More on that in the podcast too. But I just wasn't a Hulkamaniac. I'm not going to pretend. I'm never going to sit here and say I was a little Hulkamaniac. Obviously, I was there for it all. I witnessed it all. But I was more of a warrior guy, the demolition guy. I was a Mr. Perfect guy. I like Brutus Bar Beefcake, so shoot me. But I just never was a champion of the Hulkster. It just wasn't my thing. Many of my friends were. Many of you are. I totally understand it. More power to you. But I'm not going to sit here and say Hulkamania, it got me through this, and I learned to do this, and I started working out because of this, because it's just not true. And I'm never going to lie and say something false. But I understand without Hulk Hogan, wrestling wouldn't be where it is. Action figures for wrestling wouldn't be where it is. So I totally understand that. That is not lost on me at all. And, I was glad to see the Hulkster, and I had a visit. I got to take that picture with the Hulkster. The stars aligned for that, and I had fun along the way as I did it. So I can't ask for much more than that. And once again, another guy passed away in his 70s, and feels too early, but the Hulkster, his body had been through a lot. Just all those back surgeries would cripple a normal man, and it kind of did the Hulkster. Obviously, all the other stuff that he did over his years, drinking, obviously. I mean, he liked to pour one back, as we do know. But also, the years of steroids abuse and stuff. I think it all kind of caught up with him and stuff. And apparently he had leukemia, like a young Roman Reigns. Who knows what's up with that? So between all that, that's just a cocktail for disaster. So sorry to see the Hulkster fans drop down. Obviously, I understand the importance. I was there when the Ultimate Warrior passed away, when Lemmy passed away, and so many others. I totally understand it all, but I'm just not going to sit here and just, put crocodile tears out there and say, this was my hero, this was this, because I respected it, I understand it, but it's unfortunate he passed away, but he just wasn't my favorite. And I think some people want me to come out there and say that, you know, he was my favorite and he changed my life forever. And he just unfortunately did not. And you like what you like, you don't what you don't. It is what it is. But I do talk a lot of Hulk Hogan in the upcoming podcast this week with my wife, Angie. So check that out too as well. But man, rest in peace, Hulkster. Rest in peace, Ozzy, Ryan Sandberg. Man, so much going on. So much going on. Hopefully I'm not next. Todd, hopefully you're not next too. Todd, you can go before me though. I will say that. But who knows? But a lot going on there. Sorry for all the Hulkamaniacs out there. I know a lot of you guys and gals out there that watch this channel are Hulkamaniacs. I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. But like I said, San Diego Comic-Con, a wild week. I think I slept 12 hours in 4 days. There was just thing after thing after thing, a lot going on, and then got up extremely early, 4 a.m. from the West Coast, flew to Chicago. My wife and kids met me up there. We went to the AEW show with Jeff George. We went to all that. Out late for a Pequod's Pizza, as one does in Chicago, of course. So it was just a long couple of days. Very, very fun, a little bit stressful. And every year I say, that's it. I'm not going back to San Diego, but we'll see. We'll see as it gets closer next year. But this year it definitely came to the understanding, and we've seen it online. Every single exclusive you could get online. And I want to say fairly easy, but the Dreadnoks fiasco, that's going on right now as I'm filming this. So I don't know where that's all going to wash out at, but everything else, guess what? You could get online. The Dreadnoks, unfortunately, I don't know what's up with that, but you could get 5 of them at the show. And Hasbro did say they had a lot of these. So I think it'll work itself out in the future. The one I was stressing about the most was the Swerve Strickland. Then you could pick that up. I picked that up at the show. I won the lottery for that. And then they're selling it online as well. So I really feel like I could have ordered every single thing I wanted over there or found a way to get there. And I say it all the time. A lot of people want to go to San Diego Comic-Con just to get the exclusives. The end of the day, do you want to wait an hour for 3 hours for a John Cena Mattel when you can just buy it online? Or worst case scenario, you pay $20 more on eBay to get that John Cena, let's say. Maybe it's $50. Guess what? You saved yourself 3 hours of waiting in line. You saved yourself airfare, hotel, food, all of that rigmarole. Now, it's worth experiencing one time. I definitely agree on that. But it's a lot. There's a lot of people. Check out my coverage of that. It's not for everybody. It's not for the faint of heart. And it's hard to get everywhere you want to go. So there is good, there's bad, there's positives, there's fun. If you're into the action figure world, obviously it's a good time. But for me, I'm like, next year, do I want to go through all this? Do I want to be exhausted? Do I want to spend all this money? I don't know. Maybe I would rather next year go to New York Comic Con just to see what that's like one time. Say I crossed it off my list. Maybe I go to Legion Con instead. Maybe I go to Joe Lanta. Maybe I go to one of those kind of things just to mix it up a little bit. But at the same time, my wife kind of wants to see San Diego Comic Con one time. So maybe next year we go, just my wife and I, do it laid back style. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But San Diego Comic Con was a lot. It was a lot this year. You guys saw it all. And one other thing too is like Hasbro, you go to their panels, they basically did all of their panels on YouTube the same day. So it's like, I really appreciate that because I couldn't get to the Marvel panel because of the Joe panel, the timing, you know, you couldn't get in. And that is one of the rigmaroles there with San Diego Comic-Con that is a little bit frustrating. So it was nice to go back to my hotel room that night while I was editing videos to watch that Marvel panel. So once again, I'm like, I could have got pretty much all these exclusives online. I could have seen all the Hasbro panels right there on YouTube very easily. Do I need to go to San Diego anymore? And I think that was one of the things I heard a lot of people chirping about. Now, I got blinders on just for action figures. I don't do the comic stuff. I don't do the movie and the TV shows and things like that. But apparently, there wasn't a huge variety of that this year, which made the floor seem even busier, and it did feel extremely busy. I would have liked to have a lot more footage at San Diego this year, but I just couldn't. There was too many people in the way, and I didn't want to, everybody get back, I'm going to film and take it. You got to do it kind of quick in and outs, and you guys know, Todd knows this, I'm a master of the in and out game, of course. So you wanted to do that. You didn't want to just be there hogging the thing forever because there were so many people pushing around. Thankfully, I didn't get sick. That's one thing too. You worry about all that kind of people. Are you going to get the con crud or whatever? I think I got a pretty good immune system. I never got COVID. I don't get sick very often. I think if you're constantly moving, constantly shaking, you don't get sick. And that's kind of how I live my life. I'm always moving. I'm always on the prowl. Always on the prowl, ladies. Something like that. But I haven't got sick. Now, my voice is a little bit hoarse. I've done a lot of talking with all these videos and everything else. So there's a lot of that going on there. But very, very cool. Very cool week, very busy week. I'm almost ready for a vacation from the vacation is almost what it's like, but no rest for the wicked, Ozzy Osbourne style. Once again, I got to be back on the road here the next couple of weeks. I'll be in the Quad Cities. I'm coming to Indiana. Indiana, I'm coming for you. I'll be there in August, all points in between. we'll see what's happening there. But there's a lot going on, as I did say. So that is kind of the housekeeping here, coming off of San Diego Comic-Con, not being around for a couple of weeks. Hear more of it in the podcast with my wife, Angie. But speaking of my wife, Angie, next up, it's time for the question of the week. All right, time for question of the week. Got to bring in the mail girl, Angie. Angie, say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Angie. Angie, how are you doing? Looking only like you can look today.
How are you? Good.
I'm good. How are you? Good? Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Can you tell I haven't eaten yet today?
Oh my gosh, I got a snack for you. You can chow down on in a sec. Let's finish the question of the week. But Angie's a little frazzled. You're getting ready to go rock out, aren't you? You got 3-day concert, of course, a festival. You and the girls just going to go rock out all weekend. And
I can't even process it.
I'm going to hold it down here. I'm going to watch SummerSlam. I'm going to just chill out, edit some videos, film some videos while you guys are...
Have some boy time.
Yeah, just alone time is what I need. And hopefully, I was going to say rest my voice a little bit, but I'm going to be filming a lot of videos. And I'll be grilling myself some meats on the grill to eat. And just living that bachelor life is what I'm living this weekend. But you'll be going to all the hip-hop shows and all the Lana Del Rey shows of the world and stuff like that. And hopefully you and the girls have good time. The girls are on their concert tour adventure this summer. Just crazy.
Emma actually slept last night, so we should be good.
Yeah, Emma's usually partying all night, so it's good she went to bed a little bit earlier than normal. So you're ready for that. You're going to be out there. Luckily, the weather's going to be pretty good. 70s instead of like 90s and 100s it's been. So it should be okay for you. You'll be sweating there. Just don't flash the audience. None of that. Don't get up on shoulders. Do that kind of stuff. Let's keep it a little bit tame. You got the kids with you this time.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, everybody wants to see it, Angie. Let me tell you. But I've heard about it. I've heard about it in the DMs for sure. But Angie is here for the question of the week. And Angie, are you happy to have me back from San Diego Comic-Con?
Of course.
Oh, you missed me so much. You were sending me messages. Oh, when are you home? Oh, I miss you. I yearn for your touch, I think is what you said. But I was back, and it was a long week for us with Chicago. Did you have fun at the K-pop show?
Yes.
Was it?
Emma wasn't feeling very good. She was like heat stroking out.
Oh, it was hot. It was like 100 degrees out there at Wrigley, but it was a tease, right?
Yep.
And you've been teasing me all week, that's for sure. But you went to that, and Jeff George and I went to the AEW show. It wasn't the greatest AEW show, but it was a cool venue, the Aragon, so that was a lot of fun there. So not a bad piece of work. And now back to the salt mines this week. It was a busy week here, and gearing up for all kinds of stuff, Angie. That's what we're doing.
You're
and
a piece of work.
I am a piece of work, that's for sure. And Angie and I just filmed a podcast. We'll get to talk a little bit about Hulk Hogan and some dentistry disasters in the next episode as well. And I've been letting my kids know about it, that's for sure. But a lot going on, Angie. I know you got to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. So we got to get down to it. Let's get down to the question of the week. Angie, take it away.
Are you sure you trust me to read this? I'm so tired.
You can read.
All right, Chad Smith, G3E. Question of the week.
Drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad Smith.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go.
Same person.
Yeah, same person.
Do you think we should get a Dirty Dutch Mantell figure? We have a Zeb Coulter figures. I want a Dirty Dutch early days in the Big Rubber Guys line personally. What are your thoughts on the matter? Thanks, Chad.
Well, thanks, Chad. Yes, 100%. Get me all the Dirty Dutch Mantell figures. I love Dutch Mantell. Are you a big fan of Dirty Dutch Mantell?
I love it dirty.
You love it dirty. That is for sure. Good for you, Angie. Good girl once again. But I am a big Dutch Mantell guy, so I would love to see it. I love those Zeb Coulter figures. Dutch got the big whimsical mustache, kind of like Yosemite Sam. It's amazing. And he's got the hairiest back known to man. Be perfect for real fur. Give me in Big Rubber Guys, Elites, whatever. I'll take any Dirty Dutch. It's criminal these retro companies haven't got us a Dutch Mantell figure. Fingers crossed we get that soon. But you're playing all the hits, talking
what are they thinking?
Dutch Mantell for me. But Chad Smith's got another question this week. A twosome for Chad. A twofer, so we're doing it.
Why do you think rookie figures aren't a thing? There are rookie cards. Matt Cardona said something about it, and I think it should be a thing. What are your thoughts on that? Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're saying there, but I mean, it's never been a thing before where rookie cards go back to my dad collecting cards back in the day. So it's been decades and decades. It's been engraved that a rookie card, I got to get his rookie. It's his first time figure or his first time card. When you go to figures, it's never quite been that way. And I just don't think maybe the population or the world that collects just views it that way. It's as simple as that. Maybe in the future it could be something like that, but I don't think we've ever had an action figure branded with here's its rookie card or his rookie figure. Where on cards they've shown, rated rookie, or they put the little trophy on there. This is his rookie card. They've called it out. toy lines have never called this out. And then sometimes it gets confusing. I guess no different than cards. Well, what is truly the rookie card? Is it the first one that came out from Topps, or is it the Upper Deck one that came a little bit later? So there's always confusion even in the card market.
Speaking of confusion, I have no idea what
idea what we're talking about.
The only part I recognize is Matt Cardona's name.
Yeah, because he sat right here one time. Yeah. So I just don't think the population that collects figures looks at it that way. And that could change in the future. Constant learning, constant improvement, as they do say. But I just don't think it's a thing that just resonates. And I don't know. Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. It's just not something the figure community, I guess, looks for, like the card community looks for. And it's not quite apples to apples. And I think it's as safe as that. And sometimes the rookie figure of a character is nowhere as awesome as one later on down the line. Maybe we get a terrible main event figure. That's the rookie figure. And then we get an amazing ultimate down the line. People want the ultimate because it looks better. So cards is a little bit different on that. Yeah, exactly. What are you doing over there? What are you doing? Doing a little stuff? Let's finish. I'll get you down to business here. Just let me finish this Q&A and I'll take right care of you here. Of course. I got your snack. I already told you that. We'll get you in there. But that's what I view it as, at least. I don't know. Maybe in the future that'll change. We'll see. But I hate to bore my wife, so we'll take advantage of you here in a second. Here,
oh my God.
End your boredom real quick. You're gonna have a lot to do. But that's kind of that answer. There's no real answer, I guess, really. But it just doesn't feel like something figure collectors resonate with. Long story short, for me.
So you don't agree with Chad or Matt, basically, is what you're saying.
Neither. I mean, they said something about it. I just don't think it's going to be a thing in the future. I just don't see it. And then where do you draw the line and what it really is the rookie? Okay, this is the rookie from Mattel, but how about the rookie from Jazzwares? And I don't know.
Confuse the old people.
Confusion, convoluted, convergence. Who knows? But wow. There it is. That is the question of the week, Angie. And of course, if you want to be the question of the week, get your question together. Put it in the comments down below. Yeah, get it together. Put it in the comments down below, and you too could be the question of the week. Angie, any final words until they hear from you at the podcast Tuesday?
I'm going to go eat a hot dog, and I'm going to go take a bath.
Is that what you call it these days? Okay. You're going to eat a hot dog. That's what it is. And it's a foot long, for sure. For sure. I measured it. That's for sure. So Angie's going to enjoy a little hot dog in between the buns, of course.
It's the bun length one.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy a hot dog between the buns, that's for sure. And of course, you'll be back next week for question of the week. But Angie, now I need you to get the heck out of this basement because this is going to be the most embarrassing weekly purchase of all time. I'll never financially recover from this. That's for sure.
You still haven't paid my credit card off from my trip.
That's not due yet, is it? I think I get paid next week. So we'll reconvene about that next week when I get paid. I'll take care of that for you. Anything for you. So there it is. That is the question of the week. Now it's time for the weekly purchases. All right, time for weekly purchases. And this one, going to go into the championship rounds is what this is. This is the biggest weekly purchases we've had in quite some time. Not sure if it's the biggest of all time, but it's got to be extra close there. But we're going to dive into it. We're going to start with some Hasbro. We're going to start with some Marvel Legends. Straight off the con floor, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Snap 3-pack from the Savage Land through the door this week, or I got this at San Diego Comic-Con. Shipped all this stuff back, just came in today. It cost $300 to ship everything from San Diego Comic-Con. Once again, I'm like, I could order this online, saved $300 in shipping, which was egregious. It was just ridiculous, the $300 to ship all that stuff. But it is what it is. Got that one there. Did find this at my local Target when I came home. Psylocke versus Thanos. Got that 2-pack through the door from the Gamerverse. A hot 2-pack, as we do know right now. And then via DJC Collectibles, 8 off DJC is the code. Picked up the 2 ones I was missing from the Fantastic Four Wave and Silver Surfer and Johnny Storm. So I got those through the door to round off that set, of course. And then Amazon came in hot this week. Crossbones and Madame Mass 2-pack. Marvel Villains, the super villains, are back in action there. Got that one through the door. But then, of course, G.I. Joe called. They were knocking at the door, and you know me, I'm a Joe guy. Unfortunately, nobody has knocked on my door yet with my Rattler. Am I going to be the last person in America to get the Rattler? That's what happened with the Sentinel, Todd McFarlane. I was the last person in America to get the Sentinel, and I guess I'm gearing up to be the last guy to get the Rattler. Is what it is. But I did get my Cobra Claw. Check out the review on the channel. Already unboxed this one when I got back. Cobra Claw through the house. And then at San Diego, I did pick up this bad boy. It is the Awe Striker and Crankcase. I'll tell an all-timer of a story when we unbox this on the channel. But I did pick that up at San Diego Comic-Con. They did have those on the floor there. And I couldn't resist. I canceled my pre-order, picked that one up on the con floor. But we're not done with G.I. Joe. Right before I left town, I did unbox Breaker. Of course, G.I. Joe Classified Target exclusive. Check out that review on the channel as well. And then it came in hot today via Big Bad Toy Store. Got Cover Girl through the door. Of course, G.I. Joe Retro Collection. Telly Viper. Got to have the Telly Viper here. And then last but certainly not least, probably the best figure today, Flint. Of course, the true leader of G.I. Joe, Flint, through the door in the Retro Card Collection. I was going to get one of these mint on card, and I quickly changed my mind on that. We'll talk about that when we review it here on the channel sooner rather than later. Also got at San Diego Comic-Con a 2-pack, already unboxed it. Check out the review on the channel, Slice and Dice. Did get that 2-pack, of course, at San Diego Comic-Con, like a lot of other people did. Also, via Amazon, got Law & Order. Already unboxed them on the channel as well. So check out the G.I. Joe unboxings on the channel. It seems like we've been doing a Joe a day lately. Would love to do a Joe a week, but it seems like we're doing Joe a day at this point here. A lot of stuff coming through the door. But that's round one of weekly purchases. Now, settle in for round number two. All right, time for round number two of weekly purchases. Let's dive in. I got to give a special shout out to my wife, Angie, headed to Target right before I left town for San Diego Comic-Con, and she came in extra clutch. She found me my minty Terry Funk chase I needed at Target, so very happy to have that off my list. And then thankfully enough, she found me a second one at the same store so I can display it without all of his garb on there. You know me, I'm a Terry Funk fan, and this represents possibly my favorite match of all time versus Ric Flair, the I Quit match. Check out the unboxing on the channel as well. Also, a little bit of San Diego Comic-Con stuff. I already unboxed this on the channel, the 1/1000 Swerve Strickland. Check out that unboxing if you did miss that one. I did get one mint in box as well, so I think that's in this mess somewhere as well. So we might come across another one while we're here. And then I accidentally ordered, once again, I got that fat thumb. I ordered 2 Danhausens from the big rubber guys here. Saw Danhausen at San Diego Comic-Con. I said, hey, Danhausen. And he just said, hi, and just kept walking. All right, whatever. But Danhausen looking good. Got 2 of these here. Maybe a future giveaway on the channel. Not sure exactly what to do with that second Danhausen. We'll see what happens there. Not done. I did play the game. Of course, the great Did Kyle Get the Chase or Not game. Played it this week here. Some people, of course, as usual, why'd you order all these? You stopped me from getting mine. I didn't stop anybody from getting anything there. I did get a lot of Great Muta chases. Luckily for me, I have some collectors around me that needed a Great Muta, some friends. So they said, I just want Great Muta. I don't care what it is. So I did get those guys hooked up with those. But I did finally get the Chase Great Muta. So very happy to have this one in the collection here. We'll unbox this on the channel. We will also review the Billionaire Ted. So stay tuned for that video on the channel. Mattel Creations, while I was away, I did get the delivery, and we already unboxed this one on the channel as well. Check it out. It is CM Punk Ultimate Edition. Mattel Creations exclusive there. KWK, of course, Pop the Collar. Got KWK Max Moon. So we will be taking a look at these. I got a lot of Max Moon comparisons to do from KWK at this point here. A lot of different Max Moon figures over the last year or so from them. Once again, got to give a shout out to my wife, Angie. She did find me the Shawn Michaels Ultimate Edition. Once again, already unboxed this on the channel. Check out the review if you did miss that one there. And once again, a little bit of a theme. I already unboxed this on the channel before I left for San Diego Comic-Con. Mark and Jay Briscoe Ring of Honor exclusives. Did unbox those. Check out those unboxings once again on the channel. I did go to our friends over there at Jay's Toys and Games. They did get some wrestling in. I said, you know what? I'm going to save the 15%. I did get another Bret Hart Survivor Series figure, so I can make this one into an Owen Hart. Of course, we did that in the review of this one, so I did get a second one a little bit cheaper than retail that way there, so I picked that one up. Also, some NECA stuff. I got 2 of them. I couldn't resist, and I did pick these up at Jay's Toys and Games as well. NECA, The Howling. You know me, I love werewolves. I love hairy bipedal creatures, so I had to pick this one up. Stay tuned for the unboxing on the channel here. Not sure about the stand on this one. We'll get into it on the channel, so check that one out. And then I did get this off Mattel Creations website during San Diego Comic-Con. Didn't pick it up at the show. Had it shipped to my house, all that fun stuff. It is the Turtles of Grayskull Skella Shredder. Did pick this one up there. So I did get some of those San Diego Comic-Con things, and we're going to see more of that here later in weekly purchases. But that's round number 2. Bring on round number 3. All right, it's hard to get cramped quarters right here, but round number 3 of weekly purchases, and I'm honestly thinking we have so many weekly purchases, it won't all fit on the table this week. So that could be a dangerous problem we've never had before, but we're going to dive in right here. Godzilla Superman 2-pack. Jay's Toys and Games just got this one in through the door. I couldn't resist it. I got the Kong one. Say what you want about that one. A lot of people didn't like the Kong. I feel like I needed the yin and yang, so we'll dive into this one on the channel. Stay tuned for that one. So that did come through the door this week. Did get a few things at that Hasbro event. Hasbro gave us a Bumblebee figure. They gave you a box of stuff, or I guess a bag of stuff on our way out of that Hasbro breakfast at San Diego Comic-Con. So I did get some extra figures. I'm either going to give these to Toys for Tots or give them away somehow. So I got this Bumblebee. I don't collect that. You know me, I'm out on Star Wars. Got Clone Captain Rex right there. Got this one here, Superman Metamorpho. Got this one this week. I don't think I need that in the collection either. Also got a Silver Surfer. Another one here. I think we saw this earlier. So I got 2 of these this week. So we might do a giveaway with that as well. Also, the Jazzwares team hooked me up with a goodie bag, and they did give me a Kill Switch figure in that bag. And I already have it, obviously, but I'm a Kill Switch guy, so this will be my minimum box edition of this Kill Switch, of course. So can't go wrong with some Kill Switch figures, of course. And then I do got my mid-in-box AEW Jazzwares that I picked up, of course, over there at San Diego Comic-Con of Swerve Strickland. So I got that one there this week. Also, the Mythic Legions table, that stuff going quick over there, but I did get another one of those Barbarians, so I can display multiple looks here. This can be available to everybody later this year. I definitely have to pick up some more of these, at least one more in my collection. Did get that through the door. Also got NECA San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Of course, the Turtle 4-pack, the Surfing Turtles right here. Works really good as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 4-pack, if you ask me. We'll get around to unboxing that on the channel eventually as well. And the hits keep on coming. I did get my Okada, and I guess I was kind of tricked into this protector here. As you can see how they put it with a little bit of bubble tape at the top, bubble wrap. I don't know, but I did get this Okada, and of course, got another one. I got one to open, one to have in box. We'll see where that one goes. Before I left, I did pick up the Sketch Edition Cyclone from Target. Already unboxed that on the channel. Check out that review if you did miss that one there. Our friends over at Jay's Toys and Games, once again, saving 15%. Got Skelraw over there, so happy to get this one. Might have to pick up another one so I can display both looks. We'll see where that ends up going with Skelraw there. Not done here. Surf's Up, Chucky, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Just so off-the-wall crazy, I had to pick this one up as well. So Chucky surfing. He could join up with the Ninja Turtles possibly as well. Not done there with He-Man. I got these at Jay's Toys and Games. Once again, saving 15%. Shadow Weaver cartoon collection. Got Whiplash, like a young Metallica, through the door. And then last but certainly least, Bo from the She-Ra years. Oh, Bo. Something like that. So I got Bo. So I got some cartoon collections there. And then probably the most controversial set as of right now, it is the Cold Slither G.I. Joe Hasbro set. Did get this one this week, as you can see right there as well. So happy to have Cold Slither. Hopefully everybody will get a chance to get that Cold Slither pack. I know it's a headache right now. We'll see where it goes here in the next couple of weeks. But I still probably got 3 rounds of weekly purchases. This is absolutely insanity here. But we're going to try on. We're going to go into the championship rounds. Time for round number 4. All right, time for the final round of weekly purchases. And I don't know, once again, can I get it all in here? We're going to see how good my Jenga skills are. But first off, going to give a special Good Brothers shout out to Kevin Beasley. He reached out to me on the old X at Sir Paul 64 and said, hey, I want to send you something here. And he's seen me walking by it many a times in my figure hunt, playing the long game. He got a deal of the day, and he found it and sent it my way. It is Star Wars The Acolyte, Jedi Master Kel Naka, a robed Wookiee. Sign me up all day long, and he only got it for $10. Deal of the day here. So we'll probably unbox this on Kyle Peterson 2.0. You know me, I love a hairy bipedal creature, especially a Wookiee, a Jedi Wookiee. So thank you once again there. Big pickup this week at jaystoysandgames.com. Use the discount code Kyle, save 15%. I couldn't pass this one up. You know me, I love my Judas Priest. I love my Rob Halford. They had Rob Halford in stock. I couldn't jump at this fast enough. Give me all the Rob Halford Judas Priest figures. Pick that one up right there. They also picked up Vega. So they got Vega over there if you need some Street Fighter. So another new Street Fighter character. Always fun to add to the Street Fighter collection, because I'm slowly running out of space. And yes, Todd McFarlane, I have not forgotten about you. I got so much McFarlane stuff. It's going to fit all in right here. So be ready for that. But a few other things here. Now, which one of you jokers sent this to me? It didn't have a name, didn't have a return address or anything. It just showed up at the mailbox. who sent it to me. I appreciate the joke for sure. And maybe we'll unbox this one as well, just to see what all the fuss is about. There's always fuss out there. It's that no good, dirty Bon Jovi. We're truly slippery when wet, and Bon Jovi through the door from NECA. I'm actually shocked it took this long, somebody to play the rib on me and send me this Bon Jovi figure, but I'll dive into it. I'll take a look. It's the least I can do if somebody sends me something like this. But man, oh man, Bon Jovi through the door. Never thought I would ever hear that, but here we are today. And we're not done. A little NECA this week. How about Choate? Don't call him Chode, call him Choate. A little dinosaur, like he walked out of Land of the Lost. So I did pick that up this week here. And I think the rest is Todd McFarlane. It's all Todd. It's all coming up Todd. You know what they say, Todd rhymes with God, as some may know. You know, move some things around here. Hopefully we don't have a fall down here. Could this all collapse in me? Could I be killed by toys? Could happen. Could happen. But let's dive into it. Did get the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Batman Gold Edition. This one's so cool looking. Had to pick that bad boy up. Speaking of Batman, got the Platinum Edition of Batman No Man's Land. I picked this up over there at Jay's Toys and Games as well. Picked that one there. Grabbed the regular edition via DJC Collectibles right there of that Batman. Uses code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. Also picked up Monarch over there at DJC Collectibles. And I wasn't done at DJC this week. Did find the Mr. Miracle. So got Mr. Miracle, DC McFarlane, looking very good there. And then I go back to San Diego Comic-Con for Superman. Your kingdom will come like a young man of war, as we know. So I picked that one up. Also from DJC this week, Stephanie Brown, Batgirl through the door there. Got her. And DJC also coming in with Sandman. Of course, that ECW original Sandman through the door. Maybe a different version, but did pick him up this week there. Uh-oh, it's getting dangerous. Got a little window here, a little window. And that window is going to fill up soon. Can I move some things around? Can I get any more room in here? We're going to try my hardest. I'm going to try. That's all you can do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're falling, folks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're going to try to do it on the fly here. Can I make this happen? I don't know. Some of you guys are rooting for a collapse. I know you are. I know you are. But how about a little Dark Star this week? Dark Star regular or Platinum Edition right here. Found this at my local Target, just chilling on the peg. So always cool to see that. Found the Dark Archer this week, regular edition Dark Archer. I think that'll be a bit of a peg warmer if you ask me. But also found the regular edition of Dark Star here. Of course, multiple heads, multiple ways to display these bad boys. Look at that. Now I'm down to just this. Just this. This is how some people want my videos to be. Kyle, we don't want to see your face. We just want to see your hands. I know how you guys are. You're going to get your way here in a second. And I think we got one left. Last but not least for San Diego Comic-Con weekly purchases week. We got it right here. It is Dark Archer Platinum Edition Dark Archer. So as you can see, a few things to work myself through on both of my YouTube channels. A lot of unboxings to do, a lot of reviews to do. Be a little patient. I got to get all this stuff done, but I will. And no rest for the wicked, Aussie style. It hits harder than ever before, as you guys know me. Put that right there. How about? There it is. How about that? So quite the weekly purchases. Maybe not the biggest ever. One of the most expensive ever, though, when you add in the San Diego Comic-Con trip on top of everything else. A lot going on, though, in the action figure world. This is the Super Bowl week of action figures. So we all probably spent a little bit more money than we wanted to this week. Of course, being San Diego Comic-Con. But what did you pick up? What were your weekly purchases? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. The least you can do is like the video. Always helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. Check out Patreon. Check out YouTube channel memberships for early access to all the videos here on the channel. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy, as you guys know by now. Sir Paul64 on the X. Of course, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. And of course, The Kyle Peterson Show, where Angie, thanks Angie for coming here for, of course, Question of the Week, where we break it all down each week on the podcast. And this one, a semi-tribute to Hulk Hogan coming this Tuesday. Of course, the episode from last week, an Aussie tribute. So hopefully we can get past some of these tributes and get back on track. Hopefully nobody else dies this week. That's what we're hoping for. So a lot going on. Check it all out. You guys know where to find me. And of course, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling back to another work week.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?